Thank you for joining us for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight, the Monday Morning Pulse Report for seafood purchasers. In the news this week, the question everyone is asking this week is what are the implications of the earthquake and tsunami on the global fish and seafood industry? Japan's seafood industry is primarily located on the northeastern coast. The same region that was devastated by the earthquake and tsunami is now facing dangerous radioactive impact. Not only are communities and people in distress, but business face an uphill battle in terms of resuming operations. So far, it has been reported that 10% of the Japanese ports are not operating, 6,000 vessels have been destroyed, and 1,100 facilities have some degree of damage. At this time, these companies have made the safety of their employees a top priority and will assess long-term implications at a later date. Meanwhile, the repercussions on global trade are becoming more evident every day. A boat carrying cod product destined for Japan was reportedly redirected to Europe as a result of the disaster. Japan is the world's largest consumer and importer of fish and seafood products, with imports accounting for nearly 45% of the fish and seafood market. It's anyone's guess how much product will have to be redirected to alternative markets in the coming months. For example, Japan imports vast quantities of frozen farmed salmon from Chile. In fact, Chile's exports to Japan account for 40% of Chilean export revenues. Chilean salmon product was previously expected to recover from low levels this year. Unfortunately, this turned out to be bad timing. Until Japanese demand stabilizes, Chilean companies will have to target their product elsewhere, essentially flooding markets and bringing down prices. However, once the immediate impact of the disaster dissolves, it can be expected that demand for everyday product, such as salmon, may actually increase above previous levels. Conversely, economic woes could lessen demand for luxury items, such as roe and sea urchin. For wild salmon, chum harvesting in the Hokkaido region will have to be reassessed. For the scallop and oyster market, damage to Hokkaido region farming facilities is extensive, and harvest may drop by as much as 50% this year. Moving forward, reduced supplies will likely impact prices for both of these popular shellfish items. Another major product exported to Japan is Norwegian mackerel. The fishing season doesn't open until August for mackerel, so depending on Japan's recovery timeline, the implications may or may not be significant. One of two things could happen. First, imports could drop and Norway would be forced to sell its fish in other markets such as Eastern Europe. A short supply of jack mackerel this year would help absorb some Norwegian mackerel, but there would still likely be an oversupply and prices would likely come down. In another scenario, mackerel imports could remain steady. Japan's mackerel processing plants are predominantly located in regions unaffected by the disaster. So if companies are able to continue operations at these plants despite problems elsewhere, global mackerel trade would be unaffected. We will continue to monitor this volatile situation in the upcoming weeks. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining me for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Reierson. Buy smart and eat more seafood.